So friends, let's make lovely some more monsoon veg recipes. First is a simple pumpkin vegetable, then is a Goan mushroom shakuti, Goan Patal Bhaji with some whole wheat puris and some Goan moong dal. So let's see today's delicious pumpkin recipe, which is super simple and really nice and light and tasty. So now here I've heated up 1 tablespoon of oil in a pan. Now I've washed the pumpkin really well. It's about quarter kilo or 250 grams. Peeled it and cut it into small cubes, even size cubes like this. That way it evenly cooks and cooks easily and quicker. Now to the hot oil, I'm going to add half a teaspoon of mustard seeds or mohri or rye. Once they begin to pop a bit, I'm going to be adding 1/4 teaspoon of cumin seeds or jeera. Next, I'm going to be adding 1/4 teaspoon of asafoetida or hinga, followed by 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder or haldi. Now I've got about 3 dried red chilies which I've cut up into smaller pieces and a few curry leaves, about 5 or 6 curry leaves, and 1/4 teaspoon of methi seeds or fenugreek seeds. Just give this bagar or vodee a little bit of a good fry till the chilies fry a bit. Now I'm going to add the cut up pumpkin and just fry it along with the rest of the spices so that they get coated well with the oil and the spices. Now this pumpkin cooks really fast and it's really nice and delicious. It's one of my favorite veggies. So now that I've mixed the pumpkin well with the rest of the spices, I'm going to put a lid on it and I'm going to just add some water, about 1/4 cup of water to the lid. And we're going to let this simmer or cook on a very low flame for about 5 minutes. Now after 5 minutes, you'll see that there are some bubbles on the water. So now we're just going to add this hot water to the pumpkin. And this is going to help the pumpkin cook well, and also it's going to give a little bit of a gravy to the pumpkin. It won't be an entirely dry dish, but it won't be a very watery or a dish like a curry. But it will be a veggie with a little bit of gravy, a thick gravy. And now after adding the water, again I'm going to cover and I'm going to cook this for about 5 minutes till the pumpkin is nice and cooked. So you give it a stir, and then if you try to break up any of the pumpkins with a spoon, it just easily breaks up into 2 pieces. So now we know that we can add a little bit of flavor and spices. So I'm going to start by adding half a teaspoon of red chili powder. This is not a very spicy vegetable, but if you want to make it a little spicy, you can increase the amount of red chili powder. And now I'm going to add 1.5 teaspoon of homemade Goda masala or kala masala. So I'll leave a link of how I prepare this lovely Goda masala at home. Then I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of jaggery or gur. And I'm going to mix everything well. So we're done with adding all of the ingredients except one, which is the garnish, which will come at the fag end of the recipe. And now again I'm going to cover and cook this for 1 minute. Now I've just got to add a little bit of salt, because of course our food doesn't taste nice without salt. So just a little bit of salt to taste. And again mix everything really nicely. And again we're going to cover and cook this for about 2 to 3 minutes, because we want the gravy to be a little bit thick like you'll see now. And as you can see now, the pumpkin is also very nicely cooked. It's not very mushy, but it's cooked to the right consistency, and you have this little bit of a thick gravy. So this goes very well with some puris or fulkas or chapatis, or even some amti bhat or dal and rice. This is an amazing side dish or a vegetable. And now I'm just going to garnish it with some finely chopped coriander or cilantro. And that's it, guys. Our lal bhoplyache bhaji, as we call it in Marathi, or this lovely pumpkin vegetable, is all ready to enjoy. So do give this a try, and I'll catch you soon. So let's see today's delicious Goan mushroom Xacuti recipe. It's super delicious. Here in the pot, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of oil. Now I've taken 250 grams of mushrooms, washed them really well, taken off the stem and just cut the mushrooms into small pieces. And now I'm going to fry them for at least 2 minutes on a low to medium flame. They become a little light brown in color. Then we're going to take them and in a bowl and set them aside. Now in the same pot or pan, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of oil. Here I've taken 1 large onion and I've thinly sliced it. I'm going to add that to the hot oil. We're going to fry the onion for at least a whole minute. Then I'm going to add 3/4 of a cup of freshly grated coconut. So Xacuti has a lot of coconut in it and onions, and the flavor is really amazing. So fry this onion and coconut really well till you get the aroma of the coconut. Then once this mixture comes to room temperature, I'm going to add a little bit of water and grind it to a very smooth paste. Now we're going to dry roast some masalas. So here I have 6 dried red chilies, half a star anise, half an inch of cinnamon, about 10 cloves, 10 peppercorns, half a teaspoon of cumin, 1 tablespoon of coriander seeds, or you can also have the powder. I don't have the seeds at the moment, so I'm using the powder, and 1 teaspoon of poppy seeds. I'm just going to roast all of this for 2 minutes on a low to medium flame till you get this beautiful aroma of all these beautiful Indian spices getting roasted. Keep an eye on it, don't leave it unattended. Now grind this to a very fine powder in a dry mixer. So this is our Xacuti powder already, or Xacuti masala. You can store this and use it to make any kind of Xacuti. I have a chicken Xacuti recipe. I will leave a link for it in the description box below. So now in a pan, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of oil. Once the oil is hot, I'm going to add 6 cloves of garlic that I've really minced finely. Fry this garlic for half a minute and add 1 small onion now chopped fine. Fry the onion also well for 1 whole minute till it turns translucent. Now I'm going to add the ground paste, that is the onion and the coconut paste. Mix it well and fry it well with the onions and the garlic. Now we're going to add our Xacuti masala powder. I'm going to add a little bit of haldi, half a teaspoon. Mix everything nicely and fry this paste for 2 minutes because it has coconut in it, so the coconut will nicely ooze out some oil. So fry this really well. The longer you fry this, the shelf life of this Xacuti will also increase. Now I'm going to add half a cup of water. I'm going to add 1/4 cup of tamarind water. I've just soaked some tamarind for about a tablespoon of tamarind in some warm water for about half an hour and then squeezed out all the juice. Now I'm going to mix everything nicely together. I'm going to add the mushrooms. So if you want to make this with chicken, you'll have to add chicken, but chicken has a little bit of a different recipe. I'll leave a link for that below. So mix this all well. Xacuti is one of my favorites. Now some salt to taste. And the longer you keep the Xacuti in the fridge, and take out a little and make it hot, it tastes so good with pao or poi or even with rice. I'm also adding a pinch of sugar to balance out all the flavors. Mix everything nicely together. The aroma in my kitchen is just fabulous and I just can't wait to dig into this lovely Xacuti. Now cover and cook this on a low to medium flame for 15 minutes. And after 15 minutes, look at the lovely color of the Xacuti. It looks so delicious. Give it one nice mix. And now, of course, we're going to garnish it with some finely chopped coriander. So try out this recipe, guys. It's really, really delicious. So today let's see how to make this beautiful Goan Patal Bhaji, and I'm also going to show you how to make whole wheat puris. So now I'm going to show you how I chop up the potatoes. I leave instructions of how to boil the potato so that it doesn't become too mushy. And then we're going to cut them up into even sized cubes like this, not too large and not too little. So I've just cut the potato, I've boiled it, peeled it, and then cut it up into half. And then I'm going to cut the top part like this, then again like this, and then now you can do this on the chopping board. I'm just showing it to you for the video. Especially if you're a beginner, then don't try this on your hand, try it on the chopping board. And then just separate the cubes. Now what I do is I wash the potatoes and then I put them into my pressure pan with some water in it, and about say 2 to 3 cups of water if you're boiling 4 medium-sized potatoes. And then I just put it on a high for 1 whistle. And once the whistle comes, I'm going to put the gas on low and then cook it exactly for 5 minutes, not longer. Then once the cooker or the pressure pan cools down, just take out the potatoes immediately. Don't let them lie in the in the pan for very long, then they become soggy. So this is how you get really firm boiled potatoes which are actually cooked and not raw, but they're not over boiled and they're not mushy. That's how we want the potatoes for this patal bhaji. So I've used about 4 medium sized potatoes. So I thought I'd just show you how to chop the potatoes so that you get nice even sized cubes. So even your dish looks really nice, and the cubes are all nice and even. And now I'll just take you through all the rest of the ingredients. There are not many ingredients, the ingredients that we generally have in our kitchen. So these are the the 4, medium-sized boiled, peeled and cubed potatoes. I'm going to use 1 medium onion that I've just chopped fine, 4 cloves of garlic chopped fine, 2 light green chilies chopped fine, a few curry leaves, about 7 to 8 curry leaves. Try to use fresh curry leaves. Half a cup of fresh coriander leaves, just for garnish. 1 tablespoon of udid or urid dal. Now this is my masala tin that I use, or my masala dabba that has all my ingredients. But we are going to be using half a teaspoon of cumin seeds or jeera, half a teaspoon of asafoetida or hinga, half a teaspoon of turmeric powder or haldi, and half a teaspoon of mustard seeds or mohori or rye. We're also going to use half a cup of water and some salt to taste and some oil for cooking. So let's start with today's lovely Goan Patal Bhaji. So I'm going to take a wide pan like this. I'm going to heat the pan up. Once the pan is heated, I'm going to add about a tablespoon of oil. Now once the oil is hot on a low to medium flame, we're going to add our mustard seeds. Now once our mustard seeds begin to pop like this, we're going to add our cumin seeds or jeera. Let the jeera get fried too a little. Then we're going to add the urid dal. Next goes in the asafoetida or the hinga. Next I'm going to add the chopped up green chilies. Now we're going to fry the green chilies really well. Now I generally use these light green chilies because they are spicy but not extremely spicy. You can use the dark green chilies also, but just try to use one then because those are really spicy. Then I'm going to add the curry leaves. Now you can keep the curry leaves whole, or if you like, you can even chop them up and add them. I do that for some of the dishes, but here I'm keeping them whole. And now fry all of this bagar nicely on a low, very low flame. Next, I'm going to add the chopped up garlic, and we're going to fry the garlic too till the rawness of the garlic goes away. So I've taken about 4 cloves of garlic, peeled them, and just chopped them fine. Now they say if you really fry your bagar very well, even the dish, the shelf life of the dish is also longer, and plus the taste is also delicious. Now we're going to add the chopped up onion, and we're going to fry the onion till it's translucent. So as you see in most of our Indian dishes, the bagar is very important. So you need to really fry all of the ingredients really well, of course on a low to medium heat. Never cook on a very high heat because then everything gets burnt and then it will not taste nice. Now I'm going to add this turmeric powder because it gives this patal bhaji such a beautiful look and a beautiful color. I mean, our food has to look nice so that it's, we feel like having it and it should look really nice and appetizing. Now I'm going to add up potatoes. So for the thing for this is that you don't need to have overcooked potatoes. You need to have just the right, the firm potatoes, but they should be cooked. They should not be raw. So that's why I always pressure cook them for 1 whistle on high and 5 minutes on low, and immediately put the pressure pan off. And the minute the pressure pan is, cool down, I just take the potatoes out and then let them cool and then use them for the dish. Now we're going to flavor this with some salt to taste. And I like to add a pinch of sugar, but that is completely optional. So if you would like to, you can also add a little bit of pinch of sugar. It just, elevates the dish, the flavor of the dish. And now mix everything very gently. Ensure that you don't break the potatoes up. So mix everything really well. And in today's video, I'm also going to show you how I make my whole wheat puris. It's super simple, guys. And this patal bhaji goes really well with the, puris. So now I'm just going to add half a cup of water, or just enough water that it covers up the potatoes. So you might have to use a little bit more, a little bit less. It just has to cover, cover up the potatoes a little bit, about an inch higher than the potatoes. And now we're going to put the flame on high and we are going to let the water come to a boil. The minute the water starts to boil, we're going to lower the flame. And then we're going to cover and cook this for about 8 minutes on a very low heat. Oh, the aroma of this dish is really so beautiful and tempting. I just can't wait to fry the puris and just dig into this lovely dish. So now our potatoes are all ready. The patal bhaji is all done. All we need to do is add some kothambir or some coriander leaves for garnish. And just cook it for about half a minute after you add the coriander, and then turn off the heat and your lovely patal bhaji is all ready. And I'm going to show you how I make these puris. So I've just taken about 2 cups of whole wheat flour, added a pinch of salt and some water, and made a dough like this, which is very stiff. It shouldn't be like a chapati dough or a roti dough. It should be really stiff. And then I've kept some oil for heating. Then you got to just rub, grease your hands with a little bit of oil, and then just make small balls like this out of the dough, even-sized balls, and then press them down. So ensure that your hands are nice and greased with some oil so that they don't dry up. Now our oil is heating on a low to medium heat. And now once I've rolled out, I'm just going to fry a few just to show you all on for the video. And then I'm just going to roll them out. Not too much or not too less. I mean, we don't want them very thin. They should be a little bit thick, about half an inch of thickness. And ensure that your oil is also very nice and hot. And then just put them into the hot oil. and then just press them down like this so they start to puff up. And once they puff up, just turn them over so that they get evenly fried on both sides till they're nice and golden brown in color. So you don't need to add anything. It's just plain whole wheat flour with a pinch of salt. You can even skip the salt if you don't want to have too much of salt, and just add a little water at a time and make it into a very, very firm dough. And then just drain all the excess oil of the puris onto a kitchen napkin once they're nice and fried. So today we had this patal bhaji with puris, and we had some amras at hand. So we had that too. So it was a real treat. So do try out these, this recipe of patal bhaji and puris, and do let me know in the comments section below how you liked it. I would love to hear from you. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you soon.
So friends, let's see this delicious and simple Goan yellow moong dal. So here I've taken exactly 1 cup of yellow moong dal, washed it thrice under water, and we're going to soak it in 3 cups of water for at least 1 to 2 hours minimum. You can soak it for a longer period too. Now I'm going to chop 1 medium-sized tomato, 1 medium-sized onion. Now whenever I always try to remove the middle white part, and after peeling the onion you should wash it once before chopping it. So I just wash the onion and I'm just going to chop it up like this. So now this is about 2 tablespoons of tamarind. I'm going to soak it in 1/4 cup of hot water for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then I'm going to squeeze out all of the pulp or the juice of the tamarind. We're not going to use, the actual tamarind part. It's just going to be the juice of the tamarind. Now this is our onion which we chopped. This is our tomato. Now let's look at the other ingredients we need. This is about 1 tablespoon of finely chopped coriander leaves. This is 1 light green chili that I've slit and cut into 4. This is the light green chilies. This is 1/2 inch of cinnamon, 4 cloves, 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds, a few curry leaves. Now here I have 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1 teaspoon of red chili powder, and 1 teaspoon of heenga, 3/4 teaspoon of sugar, and some salt to taste. So now I'm going to heat about 1 tablespoon of oil in my pressure pan. We also need about 1 teaspoon of mustard seeds. So once the oil is nice and hot, you're going to add the mustard seeds, let them splutter, drain all the water from the soaked moong. Now we're going to add the cloves and the cinnamon, the green chilies, the curry leaves, the cumin seeds, that is the jeera, and you're going to saute all of this really well till the chilies get nicely fried. Then we're going to add the onion, saute the onion well till it turns a little translucent. Add the haldi powder, the chili powder, and the asafoetida or the heenga. Mix everything well. Add the tomato and about half of the coriander. I like to fry the coriander in this bagar because it really enhances the flavor of this dal. Now we're going to cook all of the ingredients till the tomatoes become nice and mushy and soft. Just press down on the tomatoes, mash them up well. Now we're going to add the moong and fry the moong for at least a whole minute in this bagar. It's very important to fry the moong. That way the moong will get cooked to perfection because we have already soaked it. And now when you fry it in this oil, it really cooks well. Now we're going to add 1 cup of water. Mix everything nicely together. Now we're going to flavor it with some salt to taste and the sugar. Even the sugar you can adjust it according to how you like it. The sugar basically balances the taste of the dal. Now we're also going to add half a teaspoon of garam masala. This is homemade garam masala. I'll leave a link to how I prepare it. It's very easy. And now just give everything a gentle mix. And now you're going to add the tamarind water. Again, mix everything very well. And now you're just going to close your pressure pan and you're going to cook this for one whistle on high. Once the whistle comes on high, turn the flame to very low and let the pressure cooker cook for, let it cook for another 10 minutes. And then after that, put the gas top off and let the pressure cooker come to room temperature. Don't be in a hurry to open the pressure pan. And now when you open it, our dal is already ready. Now what I like to do is I just like to mix everything well together. And then I like to mash down the tomatoes because now the tomatoes are cooked really, really well. So it's very easy to mash it down. So I like to just, with my back of the spoon, just mash the tomatoes. So this dal has a very different consistency. It's not like, if you have seen my previous recipes of Maharashtrian amti or dal fry, there the dal is first of all tur dal. So it cooks to a different level and it becomes very smooth. Whereas moong dal, you can actually see the dal, it's a little different in consistency. So just press down on the tomatoes and now all you have to do is just garnish it with some coriander and your lovely Goan moong dal is all ready. Enjoy this with some lovely hot rice.
By clicking the thumbs up icon. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and become a part of Akshata's recipes. Once you have subscribed, there is a small little bell icon that will pop up. So just click on that. That way, whenever I put up a new recipe or a new video, you get a message for the same. So on that note, I'll say bye and I'll catch you in my next video sooner than you think. This is Akshata saying bye, take care, stay healthy, stay fit, be kind and loving to one another. So till we meet again, bye.